Let's say hello to a good friend of ours, Tim Anderson of TJM Investments. First time here on Taking Stock, but a very good personal friend of mine here on the trading floor. Great to have you here.
It's great to be with you on the second trading day of the year, and on quite a momentous day, as you just highlighted very well.
As you look up and you see this price action here, I was asking Peter Tuchman earlier, do you think we'll have a close for the S&P 500 of 7,000 first, or a close for the Dow of 50,000? Either way, obviously we had a lot of cash
just on the base of the
deployed.
percentages and where we are, with the S&P 500 is a little bit closer right now, but the Dow is up 500 points today. Another 500 points tomorrow would bring us right to 50,000. I hope Peter has those hats already printed up.
I have no doubt Peter's got those hats printed up. Are you surprised we clearly had this cash on the sidelines ready to be deployed as soon as the markets open for 2026 on Friday's session, which carried over into yesterday and here today?
There's always new cash at the beginning of the month and probably the beginning of the year. What we really don't know yet is how much all this action in Venezuela was a catalyst for this very strong move we have to start the year. Clearly the energy stocks and oil stocks were very, very strong yesterday. Some of them gave back some of those gains, but they still have nice two-day gains. And what you highlighted also was this rally today is not just tech. In fact, a lot of the names that drove the AI rally very strongly into the fourth quarter actually were red today, with people still taking some profits in some of the names that had very exaggerated gains in the second half of last year.
Yeah, a fair bit of rotation. We see materials to the top. Healthcare, that had been a big storyline in Q4 of last year. We have these kind of risk-off days where healthcare is actually jumping up to leadership, and it was in the leadership position again today. We are kicking off a new year, 2026. The IPO chatter is really picking back up. A very strong year, the best we've had in a few years in 2025. What are you looking for to give you some sense of confidence on newly listed companies in the 12 months ahead?
Look, we want to see quality companies come to the market that have definitely a track record already in their lifespan of revenue and earnings. We don't want to see companies coming to the market like we saw in late 98 and 99 with the internet bubble of companies that don't even have sales yet. So we want to see quality names coming to market. Those will be received very well by institutions and retail alike.
Tim, for many years you've been one of my favorite people down here in the NYSE community, just to kind of shoot the breeze with day to day. You and I talk a lot about the Fed. It's a new look Fed, some new regional names are set to have their first votes of the year,
Sure.
But of course you got the governors and the people who've been there for a long time. What does a data-dependent Fed do, given the general dovish pressures and narrative surrounding the central bank?
Okay, so if you would, a week after the last meeting, I think the odds were against a cut at the end of January, very late in January, just because of the verbiage coming out of a lot of Fed officials. When they first came out of their quiet period, there were some Fed voting members that voted in favor of a cut that maybe really weren't in favor of a cut, but they didn't want the vote to be disruptive or show complete chaos among the Fed. But now we've had more data come out. Some of it was backed up from the government shutdown. Some of it was regularly scheduled. We're going to get more data on inflation and on jobs between now and the Fed meeting January 28th and 29th. And if we continue to see inflation data, like what we saw from the last PCE, where we came in at 2.7, that drifts into the mid-twos, and we don't get a lot of hiring, that's certainly a lot of Fed officials will be very strongly saying, look, the risk is with the job market, not with inflation.
Absolutely.
And that will support another cut.
Both sides of the dual mandate.
And I think we'll be there by the end of January.
We always say, I know you're not alone. A lot of investors think that as well. The great Tim Anderson at TJM Investments here at the big board. My man, thank you for being here. What a pleasure to have you.
Oh, it's great to be with you on a very active day.
And a history-making day, nonetheless.